On June 30, 2026, Ireland's Dáil passed legislation that effectively revoked the 32 million passenger cap at Dublin Airport. This vote directly impacts the 100,000 people of Indian origin living in Ireland and the tens of thousands of Indian students who fly home every year. While the legal limit was frozen at 32 million, the airport was actually handling a record 36.4 million passengers in 2025. That 4.4 million passenger overflow pushed the existing infrastructure to its breaking point. Since the vote, headlines have promised that direct flights to Delhi and Mumbai are right around the corner, bringing significantly lower fares with them. This leaves travelers with a difficult choice for the upcoming holidays. Do you postpone booking in the hope that a cheaper direct flight appears on the schedule, or do you stick with the carriers currently in the market? The political hurdle has been cleared, but the timeline for new aircraft and international routes is governed by logistics, not legislation. To understand why this change won't happen overnight, you must look at why the cap existed. It was never a permanent aviation law. Instead, it was a planning condition set in 2007 by An Bord Pleanála as a requirement for building Terminal 2. The limit was designed to manage road congestion and traffic growth in North County Dublin, rather than any technical restriction on the runway or the terminal itself. This became an orphaned constraint after the 2006 development plan elapsed and the proposal for a third terminal on the western campus was abandoned. While the cap remained, it drove prices up. In winter 2024, European route fares at Dublin rose by 13% because airlines were physically unable to add more flights to meet demand. Removing this artificial ceiling is a necessary first step, but it doesn't instantly put new wide-body jets on the runway. The diplomatic work began in February 2026, when the Irish government held formal meetings with senior executives from Air India and IndiGo. Air India is currently the strongest candidate for a non-stop Dublin to Delhi service. Their ability to launch this route is tied directly to their fleet delivery schedule. Opening a new long-haul corridor requires available Boeing 787s or Airbus A350s, which are currently in high demand globally. Given those aircraft lead times, summer 2027 is the absolute earliest realistic window for this service to begin operations. IndiGo is also evaluating the route, though they face a different set of challenges as a medium probability contender. Their primary tool for long-haul expansion is the Airbus A321 XLR. However, the 4,500-mile distance between Dublin and Delhi pushes the physical range of that narrow-body aircraft to its limit. Operating at that extreme range often requires reducing passenger or cargo weight to ensure safety, making the route's viability unlikely until at least 2027 or 2028. Relying on a direct flight for travel in late 2026 is a significant risk. The aircraft required to fly these routes are not currently stationed in Dublin and won't be for some time. The most immediate change will come from the Gulf carriers once the cap is formally revoked in September 2026. Emirates, Qatar Airways, and Etihad are no longer restricted by passenger ceilings and can now apply for additional daily frequencies. If Emirates adds a third daily flight to Dubai or Qatar increases capacity to Doha, it puts thousands of new same-day connecting seats into the market for cities like Mumbai, Chennai, and Bengaluru. Increasing the supply of connecting seats creates natural downward pressure on fares as airlines compete to fill those additional cabins. To handle this growth, the airport has proposed a €2.9 billion infrastructure expansion. This plan includes two major terminal upgrades, Pier 1 East and Pier 5 East, which aim to increase Dublin's total capacity to 45 million passengers by 2031. The North Runway is already in place to support these extra flights, enabling simultaneous operations for long-haul wide-body aircraft during peak hours. For travelers today, the most reliable price relief will come from these expanded connecting schedules through Middle Eastern hubs. For students and families flying in the coming months, there are specific steps you can take to secure the lowest possible fare while the market shifts. If you are traveling for Christmas 2026, you should finalize your booking between August and September. Waiting until October or November to book for the December peak period will almost certainly result in paying a significant premium. For those planning to fly during Easter 2027, the optimal booking window opens in November 2026. You should also watch out for dynamic currency conversion when using Indian bank cards. This service often adds a hidden markup of 4 to 8% on top of the mid-market exchange rate. To avoid this, race your daily online transaction limit in advance and always choose to pay in euros at the final checkout screen. Using these booking windows and currency choices offers a guaranteed financial return, which is far more reliable than waiting for unannounced new routes. This decision tree provides a clear strategy based on your travel dates. If flying this winter, lock in flights with Gulf carriers between August and November. For summer 2027, your key date is the IATA slot conference this October and November. If Air India files a Dublin route code at that conference, it is a reliable signal that you can wait for a direct flight. Starting in August 2026, keep a close watch on the schedules for Emirates, Qatar, and Etihad. If they add flights to capitalize on the lifted cap, fare drops will likely follow. Political changes happen quickly, but navigating aviation requires a longer-term strategy. Success depends on timing your booking to the reality of the schedule.